What's up, everybody? We're back on the chart. Check out this chart here of Nasdaq. I want to go over how I approach, or how I have been approaching the market. Okay, we're looking at a weekly time frame. Okay, Nasdaq 100, and as you can see, we've been in a bull run for quite some time. I'll draw a simple trend line like this, and as soon as we cross that trend line, we just said, "See you later. We're going to the moon." We had this level here. I marked up as a weekly level. So I like to have an idea of what those weekly turnaround levels are. I see one that is here, and I'll just go ahead and come here, put weekly level, something like this. And then there's one obviously here. I like the wicks, but I also like these flat tops. Okay. So I'll mark one up right there. And what I've done is I've set this back in time to Monday. All right. So Monday, this is what the market looked like on a 4-hour time frame. Okay. Okay. So what I like to do is create these levels based on the support, right? You can see support here. And I like to mark up the wick fields, the wicks. So I'll use a little gold bar right there for that bottom, because we came and touched, reject, touched, reject. And then you can see here that we kind of came up here and found resistance. So I would use maybe this wick field here or this wick field here. But I'm also looking at this little green bar here. All right, so that's interesting to me as well. So what I'll do is I'll leave that there, and I might make a secondary wick fill, something like this. Okay, so that's more of like a 4-hour order block. And we'll leave the wick fill yellow, but I'll go ahead and kind of pull that over, and we'll call it, instead of a 30-minute wick fill, we'll call it, order block, we'll call it a 4-hour. All right, it's pretty simple, right? Okay. All right, so we keep on rolling. And now we go to the hour. Now here's where it gets kind of interesting. Okay, so we've already marked up our 4-hour order block here. We have a 4-hour wick fill top, 4-hour wick fill bottom. All right, here is, let's go back in time to here. Okay, so now we're on the hour. What I want to do is the last hour of the previous day. I want to mark that up. The last hour of previous day. So I call it the pre-closing hour range. The last hour before the market closed the previous day. All right. And watch this. The idea about that is if the market opens at 8:30 above or beneath this closing hour range, we're more likely to continue in that direction. So if it opens above it, we'll go up. If it opens beneath it, we'll go down. Something like this. Not always the case, but be mindful. All right, then we go to the 30-minute window. And what I want to do is find the 7:30 candle. So you have to wait for the 7:30 candle to close. So that's this right here, right here. These candles are significant. They play an important part of the daily, what I call the algorithm, right? So we'll say Monday, 7:30. Y'all see how that looks? So we have a 4-hour wick fill. We have a 4-hour order block that we pulled over. And then we have a closing hour range candle. Then we have a 30-minute 7:30 a.m. candle range. Now I do this every day. Okay. with the closing hour range and the 7:30 candle. Then I go to a 5-minute time frame to look for entries. And typically I'll wait for 8:30. Now, if I get a break of structure, here, if I get a break of structure, no, here. All right, so it shows me breaks of structure with this little indicator. It's called Smart Money Indicator. I use it for break of structure. That's it. And there are other indicators you can use for breaks of structure, right? So I look for a break of structure, and I look for it to cross the 21 moving average. And in this case, I'm using this GAN high low. And it's a combination of a 13 moving average and a 21 moving average when that 13 crosses and you get this little flip. So I call it the GAN flip. So GAN flip, break of structure, and it has to be exiting an area of interest, okay? Or rejecting an area of interest. In our case, we're going to be using the Monday 7:30 candle range as an area of interest, a range of interest, right? Or the closing hour range, or the 4-hour order block, or the 4-hour wick, right? So if it exits those in combination with a break of structure and a GAN flip, okay? So let's go. So we'll watch, and I'm planning on doing the whole week with this video, so stick around. You want to watch this whole video. All right. So here at 8:10, we have a GAN flip, but no break of structure. Okay, and we haven't exited. We have exited the 7:30 candle. We closed on it, and we're at this order block. And so I'm gonna wait for 8:30. All right, so it's 8:10. All right, there's our break of structure. 8:15, 20, 25. There's 30. So the market comes in very bullish on this 8:30 candle, taps into the 7:30 candle range, right? Exit the 7:30 candle range. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go short here, right? Even though we are in this 4-hour order block, we are exiting the gold bar, okay? This 4-hour wick fill. So I'm going to get right there. I'm going to go to the top, right? It's 44. And typically I like using 50-point stop loss, right? With NAS100. It just seems to be cool. All right. Then I'm going to target the most obvious target, which is here, which is about 1-to-1. And we'll watch how it reacts to these levels here. All right. So now we've done the work. Now we just let price print. Stay calm. We get a bullish candle back in the 7:30 candle range. This is a pullback. And then we get a GAN flip up. And if it knocks us out, it knocks us out. Okay. Well, pay attention to what happened. The 7:30 candle, the 8:30 candle opens inside this closing range, right? So we're not exactly sure how it's going to react. But here's the idea about this 7:30 candle range, okay? We break beneath, we open beneath the 7:30 candle range, and now we're breaking above. So if we break above, we're going to see if it wants to go above to go below. Okay. And so the same is true for the opposite. If it breaks beneath, right? If it breaks beneath here, then we'll look for it to go above, right? So break beneath to go above, or break above to go beneath the 7:30 candle range. Just all those things that I keep in mind. All right. So we get knocked out at 50-point stop loss, but we are rejecting this level here with a GAN flip down, exiting 730 candle range again. All right. So what I would do, this would be a pretty high risk to enter here again, but I would still want to enter here because we're exiting this area, this 730 candle range again. So we broke above to go below. Okay. All right, let's go. So we find our, there's our drop. All right. So we find our targets, right here. Now, most obvious level here. There is support here, right? There is support here. There is I would call it a 30-minute. Yeah, there's a 30-minute wick fill that I'm interested in here. Let's see if I can get that to pull up. All right, right here. I'll just mark it up. I'll make it red. All right, go back to 5 minute. All right, so we could potentially touch that guy right there. And so what I like to do is if we hit our target, then I like to take partials, protect this entry at break even, and leave a runner. All right. So when I take partials, I take like 80%. All right. So we see another push down with a wick to the bottom, tells us that price is rejecting this lower range. And sure enough, we see a bull push up, touches that gold bar, ranges a little bit, and there we're finally out. Now that's one way to play it. The other way to play it is to go ahead and go to 1 to 1.5, and then we just wait for this GAN flip, or the 21 moving average, to be crossed. So if it crosses blue, that's when we get out. All right, so there, I believe it crossed blue, so that's when we get out, and we're still kind of in profit. So that would be that trade. It would be a break-even trade, or you could take partials at 1 to 1.21. All right, so something like that. So that would be Monday. All right, so Monday, that's what we see. And I remember Monday was just range. Okay, so we'll just continue till Tuesday. And what I like to do when I'm back testing, I'll go to the 4-hour time frame, and I'll click that thing till I see 4 a.m. All right, there's midnight. All right, here's 4 a.m. Look at that. Let's see. Then we'll do the same thing. We'll come to, here, let me turn these indicators off. We'll come to the last hour. All right, here's our 4-hour order block that we exited overnight. Okay. 7:30 candle on Monday. Now we'll go to the last hour of Monday. And we just do this one more time. Rinse and repeat, y'all. Look at previous day. All right. Closing hour range. Then go to the 30-minute. Now find that 7:30 candle. Bam, there it is. Cool. Right there. And there's Tuesday. Come on. So what are we looking for? We're looking for, now that we're seeing some bearish moves, right? We're seeing some bearish moves. We have not yet touched this high from the previous week, right? But we do see some range here. So this could be some buildup to break down. And if so, I would be targeting this gold bar right there. All right, so that's what I'm looking for. Here's Tuesday morning right here. All right, so remember, we're either going to break above to go below, or we're going to break beneath to go high. All right, so either way, we're just going to watch price print till 8:30. So here's 7:55, here's 8:05, 8:10, 8:20. Okay, here's 8:25. Here comes the market open. And notice how we are closing beneath the previous hour, the previous day closing hour range, right? And we are above 730 candle range at the market open. So what I'm anticipating is price coming back into the range and going up. Let's see what happens. All right. So we go into the range during that 5-minute candle and we go up. All right. So we're just going to keep watching because we already have a GAN flip here at 8 o'clock. So now I wait for these signals. Here's a break of structure up. So we could see the market come into this area here, which is a weekly level, or this 4-hour order block, and then come down. So I would be interested in seeing how it reacts to these levels and getting a break of structure to come down. All right, so let's go see what happens. All right, so we range. It's leaving wicks to the top. Okay, keep rocking. See, we're just watching price. Here's 8:55. So we watched for 30 minutes. Here's 9 o'clock. And then we get a bullish candle going up. So what I would say is that we're breaking up to come down. So I'm going to continue to wait. All right. Now, that volume candle right there is a signal. Why? You have a break of structure going down, you have a GAN flip, and we've exited the 730 candle range. Okay, so I'm just going to go up. I'm going to get 50 points. Now, this could be just one ugly fake out candle. And if so, that's fine. What I'll do is I'll still target the most obvious level, which when I'm looking at obvious levels, I'm looking over here. Like, where did price come up and push down aggressive, right? So something like maybe here, which would be a 1 to 1.35. Well, let's see what happens. All right, here we go. Bang. So we get some volume down. Now, remember, I'm waiting to see if that GAN flip is going to happen, if it's going to flip to blue, right? So we come back in and we reach into above the 730 candle range, and we're reaching into this 30-minute red wick fill that we marked up from previous lows. So we could say this is a pullback. This is a pullback. And a lot of people, they load up right here. They push sell again right here. All right. So we get close to getting knocked out. The GAN almost flips up, and the GAN flips up. All right. So the GAN flips up. This is a loss. All right, of 50 points. But now we're going to see how price reacts when it gets into these levels here. Now, how high this thing could go, anybody's guess, right? But showing you how these rules kind of play out. I also see that this made like a local trend line right there that I believe we just broke above. Yeah. So just keeping that in mind, this could come up into this gold bar again and kind of build up. Seeing how Monday kind of build up right there, that's where it's heading. I don't want to get caught in a range. So I'm looking for sales, and some folks are going to click buy right there. And here's what happens when you click buy. Okay. You're going to put your stop loss at the swing low. Oh, get back here. Okay, it's 82 points. I don't like risking that much, but it's the local swing low. Here's a 1-to-1. Now, if price does reach back into these prices up here, then the buy is worked out for a quick 1-to-1. There's a break of structure up. We tap a weekly level, then we start to break down. Okay, so here we just be watching. We would be watching. Here's a 10 o'clock, 10:30. See how it's building up. Then it breaks above. So Tuesday, here comes 11 o'clock. It builds up right there. See, I anticipated a range happening because this is what happened in this Monday area. So we wanted to break beneath it, which it did. But then price says, no, we don't want to go down yet. We want to trick some more buyers into the market, and at some point we'll see if it wants to break down. So here's a GAN flip down. I would want to see a break of structure. Of course, that buy, you got stuck in that buy, so sorry. But we want to see a break of structure. Let's see how it reacts, to these levels again. Something like that. Fails to break structure on that candle. And now rejects this 30-minute order block again, or for a 30-minute wick fill. So Tuesday didn't really work out very in our favor. That doesn't mean it's not going to. Okay, ever. And so that's the reason why it's important to just stick to the rule. It took 50 points. Cool. That's 1% of our account. We are not sweating, and we're not trying to jump right back in. Right. Monday, we got a 1 to 1.2, and we were done. Right. Because it hit our most obvious target right there. Took partials, protected, left a runner, came and knocked us back out. So 2 trades for the week. All right, 2 trades for the week. We'll see what happens Tuesday. We go ahead and come into this 4-hour order block. We touch this gold bar again, which is a major area of interest for me, because those gold bars, man, there's like they hand off to each other. Okay, so here's a break of structure here going down. Now, because it's exiting the gold bar again, I might enter this one more time. We still don't have our break of structure down. All right, we'll wait and see if we can get one. See, there's a GAN flip up, but we ain't trying to mess around with that. All right, back into that 4-hour order block. Okay, so watch how this happens. Price may want to come and tap into this closing hour range and then fall like it did here. We don't know. All we know is we don't know. All right, so keep on watching. Here's 2 o'clock. Now I'm out of the market at this point. I'm not interested in taking these sales here, so I'll just go ahead and fast forward to the next day. All right, so there's 12. Let's go here. You saw how it just fell out of the sky right there. So here's midnight. All right, there we go. So here's the 1 hour. Last candle range right here. All right, so you see how it fell out the sky at Asian session, right? So here's Wednesday. Okay, no, previous hour, sorry. Previous hour. Previous day closing hour range here. Now we'll go to 30-minute time frame. Something right here, 7:30. Ooh, that thing melted like crazy. That thing fell out the sky. All right, here's Wednesday. All right, so I just do the same thing every day. All right, so what I also want to look at is that 4-hour, because now I'm interested in this area here. Check this out. I'm really interested in this area here where it pulled back, right, on the 4-hour time frame. This wick fill right there. We'll go 4-hour wick fill, something like this. All right, so back to 5-minute time frame. So now you see our analysis was correct. We are headed south. Okay, Monday we get this kind of craziness right here, and actually, I during Asian session I see the break of structure, GAN flip down, break of structure, GAN flip down. Those look interesting to me because we're exiting that closing hour. But I don't trade Asia session. I wait till New York session. So, but had someone clicked sell in this area here, come on, that's some good moves right there. All right, so now it kind of looks like we're back in the same situation as we were previous day, where market made a drop, it comes back in to the higher price ranges and then drops again. So this is what I'm looking for on Wednesday. Come up to the higher price range and continue down. So let's see how it treats us. Here's 8 o'clock. So we already got a GAN flip and break of structure down. We're going to wait and see what the market does at 8:30. All right, here's 8:25. Here's 8:30. We see a pretty significant volume candle touching this gold bar, and what I would be interested in, I'm actually interested in taking this as a sell, even though we're in a gold bar. So if I were to take that short position here, all right, go 50 points up. Why? Because we're already breaking this line of liquidity, right? This trend right here has already been broke. And we could take this to this obvious level here. And once it gets to this obvious level here, if it decides to do that, then we can continue to watch. All right, so let's see what happens. All right, so we break that low. All right, comes back to our entry, continue down, and I'm watching to see if this GAN line here is going to flip to blue. Okay, so I'm going to target the top of this gold bar right there, which for me, that would be the most obvious take profit level right there. All right, let's see what happens. So we continue to see price move. We see some bearish movement to the bottom. And now there's our target hit. I would move the stop loss into profit. I would take 80% off the table and now just let this thing run its course however it wants to go. If it comes back up and knocks me out, I'm happy with that. All right, so here's some more. All right, so at this point, I'm just catching all that move right there, not worrying if the GAN flips up because my stop loss will stay here. And my runner will potentially come and touch this weekly level. Okay. But I'm already at 200 points. I mean, that's a good day. That's a really good day, even on a runner. So I'll wait to see if that GAN flips up. And there it flips up. So right there is probably where I'll take my runner out. And that's Wednesday. So Wednesday was a 1 to 1.3 with a runner. Here, and had you held this trade and waited for that GAN to flip, you would have seen 200 points. 200 points a day, man. Keep that 9 to 5 away. All right, so why would we not enter a buy here? Because we're not interested in counter trend trading. But you'll see a pullback. We don't know how deep this pullback is going to be. Here's the next day, so we're done. All right, so Wednesday really did us well. Uh-oh, lost my camera. All right, we're back. So now we're going to look at the hour and we're going to mark up the previous day closing hour range. Here it is right here. All right, that's the hour, previous day closing hour range. And now we'll go to 4 hour and we'll go forward. So here's 4 a.m. We'll go to 30 minute and we'll mark up this 7:30 candle. And here's Thursday right there. All right. So now we're at a pretty interesting place in the market, this weekly level. Now we could potentially see a pullback going bullish because we're at a pretty significant area of this weekly level. And so let's see if I can do this. All right. So where would I be thinking price would want to pull back to? All right. So here's how I go about it. I look at when did this push down start? Where did it originate? Well, it didn't originate here because it pushed down and came up. It didn't originate here because it pushed down and then came up. So it came up here. So I would think that right here, this third push up is where it originated. So what I'll do is I want to see a 50% level, right? And I'll do it with this thick blue line, which happens to coincide with this gold bar, right? So I'm looking for that 50% level right there. Let me see if I can do it like this. How about that? Because this gives me two levels. It gives me a 38% and a 50%. And I'm going to see how price reacts to both of these. Okay. I'll keep this gold bar up here for the time being, but if we were to continue south, I would want to know where price would be the most obvious to turn around. Okay. To do that, I'll just get a little line, something like this. And if price were to turn around, well, we kind of already touched this level here, right there. But I see that we have this push down and then an aggressive push up. So I would say right there. Okay. That's if we were to continue to push down, I would want to see how it reacts to this. Okay. Before we entertain it coming down to this level. All right. Let's go to, let's see, where am I? 5 minute. All right, cool. So I already got my 7:30 candle range. Whoops. I put that back. I already got my closing hour range. All right. There's probably a gold bar down here somewhere that we could target, but we'll see how it reacts to these levels first. All right. So I'm looking to see if it wants to find support here and push up. First touching this 38 and then potentially this 50. All right. Let's see what happens. All we know is we don't know. So we're just going to watch price print. So you don't know what's going to happen. There's 8 o'clock. Here's 8:05, 8:10. We break beneath. All right. We go back into the 7:30 candle range. Here's 8:20. Here's 25. And here's 8:30. Now, it gave us a bullish candle that we opened in this range here, and we opened beneath. I want to see how it reacts to this lower levels here. If we break beneath, look for a potential move above. All right, let's see what happens. All right, so there's a push up. Following the rules, we would look at the Gann flip. We would look at the breaks of structure. We definitely have a Gann flip. I would want to see if we can break structure. Okay. So how I would enter this is I would get my buy ready, right? Because I'm thinking we found support. All right, here's 52. Here's 63. I don't mind that. Okay, and I want to see how it reacts to that obvious level here, right there. That's 42 points. So let's see what happens. So it gives us a push up. There's a break of structure up. And then we touch our target here. Now I want to see how it reacts to this closing hour range. Okay. All right. So we start to touch that gold bar. All right. So there's that gold bar. It just got mitigated or just got touched. So there's 60 points right there. You know, at this point, I would say consider protecting this trade and taking 80% if you'd like, and then just waiting to see if this Gann flips down. All right. So there's our bullish move down, and we're out at break even. Okay, cool. So that was that. All right. So now let's watch and see, because we were prepared, and we're still prepared to see how this thing reacts at these lower levels down at the bottom. So we broke above to come beneath, but now I'm looking at this support. See, there's always something you have to look at. I mean, we are definitely going to be following these rules, but we're not exiting an area for the sale yet. I would love to exit the area first. Now, you could say we exited the closing hour range, yes, and the gold bar, yes. So yeah. So use discretion when you're using these entries and when you're taking these trades, because all you know is we don't know. So, all right, we can go in for the sale. I hear you saying, man, click sell, click sell. All right. So we'll just go for the most obvious level here, which would be this level here. We get some bullish or bearish momentum followed by some bullish momentum. Okay. So because of that huge rejection, I don't like this trade. So I would either cut this loss short at 15 points, which I think that's what I would do. And I would have to really think twice about taking that trade because of the lack of breakup structure, right? Okay, so now we go bullish, 2 candles, super bullish. Okay, now this is a bit premature, no GAN flip, no breakup structure. I got 2 bull candles. Ugh. Let's see what happens. All right, we fail to make a high. And there's one more bull candle. See how tempting it is just to click buy right there. We'll wait. There's the GAN flip. Failed to make a breakup structure. There's a breakup structure. I don't like where we are for the buy. It's 10 o'clock. And if you don't like it, you don't have to take it. I mean, we're going to follow these rules. And I'm going to target the most obvious level, which would be right here, the top of the closing hour range. And we'll see what happens. All right. So we touched. Well, we sort of touched. Yeah, we touched. Now I would think about protecting this trade, letting a runner run, targeting maybe the top of that gold bar. I don't know. All I know is I don't know. All right. So we head back down. Find some resistance. We range quite a bit. Here's 11 o'clock. Here's 12, and then we shoot up. All right. So now we are definitely in the right direction. Our analysis was correct. We found support in these areas here where the weekly level is. Somebody took that sell right there. Like I said, I would definitely want to break structure here first, but okay. So then we took the GAN flip up, breakup structure here, exiting the 730 candle range. And now pay attention. The algorithm was correct. We broke above to come down. We just didn't go down very much because we were at a level of support. So always keep that in mind. All right, now we're still in bullish territory. What are we targeting? Well, remember we had these 38% line here and this 50% line of this entire push down. I would want to see it touch that 50% line, see if we can close above it. If it does, then we can go higher. If it comes up and touches and rejects, then watch for it to go lower. Okay. All right. So let's just see what happens. This is a pullback play, right, to the 38% level. We'll see if we can get all the way there. Okay, that's a 1 to 2. We'll watch that GAN flip. If the GAN flips, we exit this entry. All right, we almost flipped. We did get a breaker structure down. And there's the GAN flip. All right, so there. That's it. So we would exit that trade. We would have seen 80 plus points, 90 points, and then we're done. All right, so that's Thursday. Thursday's trades, 2 entries, 2 buys. The analysis was correct on the buys. Cool. All right, let's go to the next day. We'll go to the 4-hour time frame. Click that a few times, get us to 4 a.m., which is right here. Then we go to the hour. We do the same thing every day. Every day we do the same thing. All right. So we look at that hour. The last hour of that previous day, man, it shot up like crazy. And look where it rejected. Right at the 38% level. Okay. And then London came in, crossed it, right? Closed above it and shot back down. And look where it shot back down, right to our 730 candle range. All right, so let's look at the 730 candle range. This is Friday. This is NFP. So 730 candle range is here, right there. See how they line up right on top of each other. Sheesh. So we'll look at Friday right there. All right. So a couple of things to look at. Let's look on the lower time frames. All right. So we're just going to be watching this thing. How does it react? Okay. We're definitely challenging the 38%. So we could see this thing break above to come down. Okay. Or we can see this thing break down to go above, test these here, and then watch how it reacts. All I know is I don't know. All right. So here we go. Here comes 8:30 here's 8:25, 8:30. All right. Gives us bullish momentum. And so all I want to do, because this is already a break in the leg. It's already started this push up. So this was the first leg, second leg coming up. You could say you're breaking above to come down. Who knows how above it would go, right? I would say, is it worth entering a buy to catch 55, 56 points? Potentially. But we're going to wait. We're going to wait and see what it does. All right. So there's a bearish movement there. So we broke above to come down. There's a break of structure. And again, flip down. Here's what I don't like about this trade is that it rejected the bottom of this gold bar. So I would say maybe wait. Because if we were to go to the most obvious level, entering this sell, it would be here for a few points. All right. So because the area is not very attractive, we may get to this level here, the flat bottoms. We may do that. All right, we get to the flat bottoms. We almost touched the bottom of 730 candle. All right. So at this point, I would say protect this trade. All right. Definitely want to protect this trade. Oh, and there's a rejection wick right there. And look where it came to tap into. Thursday, 730 candle range. Okay. All right. So I'm protected on this trade. I probably would want to take 80% off the table at this point here. Okay, let's see what happens. All right, so we see some bullish moment, some bullish candle, followed by another bull candle. Yeah, so we're definitely out in profit on this trade. So we hit a 1-to-1.6. Super great trade. I typically target a 1 to 1.5 right here, just beneath that 730 candle range. All right, let's see if we can get it. How about right? Oh my gosh. Right there. All right. So there is our trade for Friday. We can watch. We have a lot more trading to do. It's 9 o'clock, or you could just be done. Typically, I would just be done. All right. We see a break of structure up, followed by a GAN flip. We want to see how high this thing wants to go. Okay. We hit the 38% level. All right. Followed by more bullish ranging, bullish momentum. That's what I call it. All right. So we touched the 80 or the 50% level. Now I'm looking for it to react. If it breaks above and closes above, we could potentially see higher price ranges. If not, I'm looking for this thing to come down and see how, if we can break through all this lower price range. So that's the exit. Fails to flip the GAN line. All right. Looking to see if it wants to flip. All right. There's the GAN flip. Here's what I like about this. It's exiting this gold bar. It's rejecting this 50% level. It's right where my stop loss, where I want to keep my stop loss at 50. If it goes any further, then I'm having to have a higher stop loss, which means I have a lower lot size. All right, so I'm still risking 1%, and I want to see how this thing is going to react to all these levels. Okay, so let's just say it comes down here and touches the most obvious level right there. That's going to be 169 points. That's going to be a good Friday. Friday likes to rally though. Fridays like to rally. The bulls like to rally on Friday. So we touched the 38% level. We touched the 730 candle range and rejected. We get a break of structure down, but we close on the 38% level. We have to close beneath there. We have to get beneath there for this sell to continue to work. So we see a range, we see a pullback. And then there is the bearish momentum, the bearish candle that says you picked the right analysis, and there's followed by more volume. And so now we're at the bottom of the gold bar. Okay. We're gonna just let this thing run. You see these little pauses? We'll just ignore those pauses because the GAN has not flipped. All right. So we just watch this thing, see if it wants to take us down and down and down we go. All right. So we hit the target. Okay. Now I would protect this trade, bring my stop loss into profit, take 80% off the table, let the runner run, and I want to see if it wants to touch that weekly level right there. Okay. Well, it's Friday. You know what? I'm not gonna take partials. I'm gonna let this thing run. Okay. I want to see if it wants to hit 219 points. And if it does, cool. If it comes up and the GAN flips, I'll exit this trade. Okay. So here's 2 o'clock. We're about to see 3 o'clock. And there's our target hit. Come on, man. Not a bad day. 219 points. Okay, guys. Hopefully you kind of took something away from this video. If you found value in this video, please consider liking, subscribing, commenting. Let me know how you're finding these videos and if you think they're all right. Okay. And I'll see you in the next video, guys. Peace out.